BullSnot, what's up, you turkeys? I am here to work on a project today. So the project is the e-brake. First things first, jack that puppy up. Next, we got to remove our wheel. Now, one thing that I usually do, I've talked about this when I've done my brakes with you guys before, is I use my chalk to mark the position that the wheel is actually in. So I go right back in the same lug holes and same lug pattern that it's in right now. So let's get this thing pulled off here. Next, I want to do two shout outs. I've already got all my bolts out and everything. Big shout out to Harbor Freight right here and right there. But first I want to say something. Look how freaking gorgeous and shiny these beautiful wheels are. Big shout out to BullSnot, Tire Butter, Shineable. Let's go. Next up, another big shout out, Freeable. I probably will be using this a little bit. I do have to do a full disassembly of the caliper bracket, rotors, and pads in order to get down to the weird star nut that adjusts the e-brake underneath the caliper. I probably will be using some Freeable. Let's get this thing pulled. Next up, removing the rotor, which we do by removing this gorgeous beauty here. We're going to use a flathead to pop the brake pad clip out right here. And then there's a couple of Allen head bolts back here to remove the caliper and the caliper bracket. Let's go ahead and get the full disassembly done on the brakes here. I'm not going to go through all that with you guys because I've done brake disassembly on E39s with you guys before, as well as sensor install and all that good stuff. So we're going to get all this pulled apart, and then I'll show you guys how to tighten the e-brake. And after you got dirty old hands like this and you've got your whole brake assembly taken apart, next up we got to pull this rotor here. Ooh. And for that, we're going to go back to our trusty Allen socket set. Yeah. Had to break out the Freeable, y'all, to get that puppy off there. It was seated on there real good. One thing real quick, I want to give a big shout out to Brembo brakes. I have had Brembo brake pads on here and they have worked incredible. When I tell you guys, I drive this car, okay? I have on several occasions gone up above 155 miles an hour and been able to very efficiently brake with the Brembos. So big shout out to Brembo. Now, that crazy star adjuster is right here. We need to spin it up. So we need to turn it this direction in order to tighten the e-brake. One of the main things you have to do before you get started on that is you got to go in the car here. You got to pull your e-brake, if I can talk, e-brake. You got to pull your e-brake boot here and expose the 10mm bolts that are down here. There are two of them, one on each side. You're going to loosen those before you begin adjustment so that as you adjust, it pulls the wire that those 10mm bolts sit on top of. It pulls the wire back and down as you tighten the star adjuster over here. And then you're going to come back in here, pull the e-brake. You want it to click about 3 or 4 times at maximum. And then you want to tighten those 10mm bolts back down when the adjustment is correct to get 4 clicks and it's nice and tight. So let's go ahead and get that those 10mm bolts or nuts exposed so that we can get this adjustment done. So you're just going to gently pinch this, and then just kind of, once it comes loose, you want to just pull it forward like so. And as you guys can see, here are those 10mm there and there. We want to loosen those first so that we can go ahead and begin the adjustment. So let's get those loose. Now we got that all exposed and all that good stuff. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our pliers. We're going to go in here and we're going to slowly start to adjust it here. And that is that, ladies and gentlemen, of BullSnot. I'm going ahead and starting the reassembly. Thank you for your help pulling the lever for me there, Crunk. I wonder how many people get that reference. Pull the lever, Crunk. Well done. All right, let's go ahead and we'll peel this back. Go ahead and snap it back into place. Well, we'll do that last because my hands are covered in grease. But yeah, let's go ahead and reassemble it. Y'all, thanks for stopping by. Big shout out to BullSnot. That's not a good logo shot. Hold tight. Here we go. Here we go. Big shout out to BullSnot, and stick around this week, y'all. We've got the 2025 food tour sponsors coming up on Friday. We got a trip to Chattanooga. We got all kinds of great stuff. Don't go anywhere, right here at Beamer Builds Knox.